the only budget that actually works. 50-30, 20 made simple. Let me guess. You've tried budgeting before. Maybe you downloaded an app, created a spreadsheet, or tried the envelope system. And within weeks, you abandoned it because it was too complicated, too restrictive, or just plain exhausting. You're not alone. Studies show that 80% of budgets fail within months. But what if I told you there's a budgeting approach so simple that it actually sticks? One that gives you financial control without micromanaging every dollar? Welcome to Wealthcraft. Today, we're breaking down the only budget that actually works, the 50-30-20 rule. It's transformed thousands of financial lives, and it could be exactly what you've been looking for. Before we dive into the 50-30-20 rule, let's talk about why most budgeting approaches fail. First, they're too granular. Tracking 15-plus spending categories is exhausting and unsustainable. Second, they're often unrealistic. Cutting your restaurant budget by 70% might look good on paper, but it's setting yourself up for failure. Third, they're inflexible. Life isn't static. Your spending shouldn't be either. Fourth, they focus on restriction instead of allocation. Psychology shows that feeling deprived leads to giving up or rebelling against your own rules. And finally, they require constant maintenance. Most people don't want to be financial accountants in their free time. The 50-30-20 budget solves all these problems with just 3 simple categories. That's it. 3 numbers to remember, not 20. Here's how the 50-30-20 budget works. 50% of your after-tax income goes to needs, the essentials you truly can't live without. This includes housing and utilities, groceries, basic food, not luxury items, transportation costs for work, minimum debt payments, basic healthcare costs, childcare if applicable. 30% goes to wants, the things that make life enjoyable, dining out and entertainment, travel and vacations, subscription services, hobbies and recreation, shopping beyond necessities, upgraded versions of basic items. And finally, 20% is dedicated to your financial goals, emergency fund contributions, retirement savings, additional debt payments beyond minimums, other investments, long-term saving goals like home down payments. That's it. 3 categories, not 20. Simple enough to remember and flexible enough to work with real life. Let's make this practical. Here's how to calculate your own 50-30-20 breakdown. Step 1. Determine your after-tax income. This is your take-home pay after taxes and deductions. Step 2. Calculate your category limits. 50% for needs, $4,000 x 0.5, $2,000, 30% for wants, $4,000 x 0.3 at the $1,200, 20% for financial goals, $4,000 x 0.2, $800. Now, the power of this system is in its simplicity. You don't need to track 15 different categories, just 3. As long as your total spending in each bucket stays within its limit, you're on track. Let's look at what this might look like in real life. Sarah earns $4,000 after taxes each month. Her fixed expenses include $400 rent, $200 utilities, $200 car payment, $150 insurance, $50 minimum student loan payment. That's $2,000 total, exactly 50% of her income. She has $200 for wants and $800 for financial goals. The beauty here is that Sarah doesn't need to micromanage every dollar within her wants category. As long as she stays under $200, she's on track. Now, what if your needs currently exceed 50% of your income? This is a crucial warning sign, but don't panic. If you're in this situation, you have 3 options. First, increase your income through side hustles, overtime, or career advancement. Even a modest increase can help rebalance your percentages. Second, look at reducing your largest expenses. Housing typically consumes the biggest chunk of need spending. Could you get a roommate, downsize, or move to a less expensive area? Transportation is often the second largest expense. Could you use public transportation, carpool, or trade down to a less expensive vehicle? Third, be honest about what truly belongs in the needs category. Cable TV, premium phone plans, and subscription services are wants, not needs, even if they feel essential. Remember, the 50-30-20 rule isn't just a budgeting tool, it's also a diagnostic tool. If your needs consistently exceed 50%, something needs to change for long-term financial health. Let's address some common mistakes people make with the 50-30-20 budget. Mistake number 1, misclassifying wants as needs. That premium gym membership, it's a want, not a need. Basic fitness can be achieved for much less. That morning coffee from the cafe, definitely a want. Mistake number 2, forgetting irregular expenses. Annual insurance premiums, quarterly taxes, or seasonal expenses can throw off your budget if you don't plan for them. Divide these costs by 12 and include that amount in your monthly needs calculation. Mistake number 3, the most dangerous mistake, neglecting the 20% for financial goals. This category is non-negotiable. Even if you have to start smaller, perhaps at 10% and work up to 20%, protecting this category is essential for your financial future. Best practice, set up automatic transfers for your financial goals category on payday. What you don't see, you won't spend. Here's how to implement this system with minimal effort. Step 1, create separate accounts for your 3 categories. Many online banks allow multiple sub-accounts with no fees. This physical separation makes it much easier to stick to your plan. Step 2, automate transfers on payday. Have your paycheck deposited into your main account, then set up automatic transfers to your wants account and financial goals accounts. Step 3, use simple tracking. You don't need complicated spreadsheets. Just check your account balances. If there's money left in the category, you can spend it. If not, you wait until next month. Many of my viewers report that this system takes them less than 15 minutes per month to maintain, compared to hours with traditional budgeting methods. This isn't just theory. The 50-30-20 budget gets real results. Here are some success stories from our community. Mark implemented this system and within 8 months had saved his first $5,000 emergency fund. He said, "For the first time in my life, I don't feel financial anxiety. I know exactly where I stand." Jennifer used the 50-30-20 rule to identify that her housing costs were too high relative to her income. She made the tough decision to move to a more affordable apartment and within a year had paid off $12,000 in credit card debt. Michael and Kate realized they were spending nearly 45% on wants while neglecting their financial goals. The clarity of seeing just 3 numbers helped them course correct and start building wealth without feeling deprived. These aren't outliers. This system works because it's simple enough to stick with and flexible enough to adapt to real life. The 50-30-20 budget works because it focuses on the big picture instead of micromanaging every dollar. It gives you both structure and flexibility, the perfect balance for sustainable financial habits. Remember, personal finance is personal. You might need to adjust these percentages slightly for your situation, but the principle remains the same. Simplify, automate, and be consistent. Financial peace isn't about restriction. It's about alignment. When your spending aligns with your values and goals, money stress melts away. If you found this helpful, hit subscribe and the notification bell so you don't miss our weekly financial wisdom. Next week, we're covering how to build an emergency fund from scratch, even on a tight income. Leave a comment with your biggest takeaway or question about the 50-30-20 budget. Until next time, this is Wealthcraft, where your financial freedom journey begins.